Have you ever had that moment where you looked around and thought, wait, I'm the leader now? Sheesh. Like one day you were lesson planning, wiping noses, and then the next day you're in charge of enrollment, staff meetings, and handling, that parent. Yikes. Whether you got promoted, asked to step up, or just had leadership handed to you with the side of good luck, and you're holding the keys both literally and figuratively, and it's a lot. So let's talk about it because no one hands you a guide when you step into leadership. And too many of us are trying to lead while second guessing ourselves every step of the way. Welcome to the Child Care Director's Chair podcast. I'm your host, Erica Saccoccio, and we're going to dive into it today. So let's talk about the things that are like weird. So there are some weird things that happen, like that shift from being a peer to now being the authority, or even how to lead without feeling fake or quote unquote, you're too much, or building a leadership plan without spiraling into overwhelm. You might even be thinking, how do I introduce myself like a leader without sounding like a motivational poster? I have to tell you, I've been guilty of that. Also, why consistency is the most underrated leadership flex that you can have. And at the end of this episode, I want to share with you a leadership and coaching program that we have been manifesting for the field of ECE dropping this July. So let's go, Trailblazers. Let's start with number one. From peer to authority, making that shift. Okay, so you just went from one of the team to the person they report to now? Ugh. Cue the internal panic. Let's break it down. The reason this shift feels so awkward is you were in the trenches with your team. You were venting about the long hours, dodging licensing pop-ups, bonding over burnout, coffee, and cold lunch in the break room. Now you're in the position to elevate them, maybe even write them up. Ugh, we know, we all hate it. It's jarring for them, but it's even more jarring for you. Your brain says, I'm still me, but your role has changed. And with that comes a new kind of responsibility, a new kind of presence, and yes, power. That's where that internal shift has to happen first. You don't lead well when you're still holding on to your peer identity. And trust me, I have been there. I have moved up from a teacher assistant van driver to the CEO. And that doesn't mean becoming cold or controlling, because God knows I love on everyone. It means stepping into your new purpose with clarity and confidence. While your team might still see you as one of them, quote unquote, people are creatures of habit. They're going to keep relating to you how you have always been, unless you, yes, you, set a new tone. You might get side comments like, oh, come on, you're not going to write me up, right? That's your moment to gently shift the dynamic. You could say something like, I still care about our team the same way I always have, but in this role, I'm also responsible for holding the standard. We're in this together, but I have to lead with accountability. This makes me think of a classic influence-based leadership style like Hello, John Maxwell, leading from integrity and relationships, not intimidation. Set those boundaries with warmth and fairness. You can still laugh at lunch and you can still be kind. But when it comes to leadership moments, you have to draw the line and, of course, do it with grace. This is a coaching moment and it's not personal. It's all about helping you grow in your role. Boundaries are not about distance. They're about clarity. And your team needs you, yes, you, to be clear. The second thing I want to talk about is leading without feeling fake. Let's get into the imposter syndrome. That whisper in your head that says, you're not really the leader. You're just pretending. Shh, girl, bye. You don't need to be loud. You don't need to be overly confident or 100% sure of every decision to be a great leader. You don't need to lead like everyone else. If you're not, with the clipboard waving or a boot camp style leader, good. Your style is your superpower. You can be gentle. You can be empathetic. You can be calm and still get results. And own your style, girl. Name it, nurture it. Don't borrow anyone else's voice. Stop trying to be everyone else. Develop your own. Be your own kind of leader. And please, please, please ditch the pressure to be perfect. The best leaders make mistakes. What you want to do is when you make those mistakes, model how to recover. Because honestly, that's leadership and that's influence. Try this. I handle that a little too quickly. Let me take a step back and look at it again. And this earns trust faster than pretending you've got it all figured out. Because spoiler alert, nobody has it all figured out. You're going to build confidence through reps, not pretending. You won't feel confident until you start acting with intention. Lead that team huddle, run that first staff meeting, or give that first coaching convo. And yes, it's going to feel awkward, but every rep builds that muscle. And leadership is learned through doing, not wishing. The next thing I want to touch on is how do you build your leadership plan without feeling overwhelmed? Listen, you don't need a 47 slide PowerPoint and a TED Talk. You really don't. You need a simple plan that works in real life. You want to start with, what is your leadership identity? Ask yourself, how do I want people to experience me as a leader? Maybe pick 3 words. Maybe it's calm, confident, fair. A good friend, Cindy of mine, she has 3 F's, and I hope I can remember them right, but it was fair, firm. Oh gosh, I don't remember the other one. Maybe it was flexible, but she has 3 F words that she uses when she's describing leadership. But use those as your filter. Every interaction should reflect those values. Also focus on your 2 top growth areas. Don't try to level up everywhere all at once. That, unfortunately, is a recipe for burnout. Ask yourself, 1, do I need to improve how I coach my staff? 2, am I confident in giving feedback? 3, am I managing my time well? Pick 2 and focus there for 30 days. Now, it might sound overwhelming, but it doesn't have to. You can use small systems to stay consistent. Maybe weekly leadership check-ins, either solo or with a mentor. Use a daily reflection prompt. Maybe, what leadership decision did I make today? And then think about it. Do you feel good about it? I hope you do. If you don't, think about what will you do differently next time. Also do a monthly goal review. Like, what did I grow in? And what's next for me? Because again, nobody's responsible for your growth except for you. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be intentional. And don't lead alone. Find your circle. Get coaching. A leader who grows alone, you really limit your impact. And I don't know about you, but I'm definitely in my growth zone right now. I am on a whole nother level, and I want you to be on your next best level. And so I want to help you. And I hope that this podcast helps you every day become a better and better leader. Now, the next thing I want to talk to you about is, how do you introduce yourself as a leader without that cringe, right? Because some of you are like, we're very heart-centered people. And sometimes, being the leader can feel a bit like aggressive, or feel a bit like, oh, can I do this, right? This one's a big one. Your first impression as a new leader is going to set the tone. And no, you don't need a PowerPoint or corny quote. Just be honest and be grounded. You could say something like this. I know many of you have worked with me before. Now I'm stepping into a new role, and I want to honor what's working, support where you can grow, and make sure we're always moving forward together. Stay clear, stay confident, but most of all, stay human. Set the tone with action. Saying I am your leader now means nothing if you don't follow up with consistency, support, and presence. Let them see you. Walk the walk. Follow through. Show up early and handle challenges with grace. That earns respect, not your title. So keep that in mind. I said consistency. Let's talk about the power of consistency. That's your new leadership superpower. Consistency is the unsexy secret to amazing leadership. Your team needs to know what to expect from you. You don't need to be the fun leader, but you do need to be the clear leader. They should know how you respond to issues, how you follow up, what matters to you. And if your vibe is all over the place, your team will be too. Use strong leadership language. Here's some phrases that you can keep on repeating. Here's what I'm expecting from us. Be clear. This doesn't meet our standard. Let's fix it together. And that's one of the things I will be working on in my own program. Other thing you can say is, I'm proud of how we handle that. Let's build on that. Your words create your culture. Speak like a leader always. And if you mess up, model how when you mess up, you recover. That decision didn't play out well. It didn't play out how I expected. Here's what I'm going to do next time. That, my friends, is maturity. That is growth. And that's leadership that people trust. So those are my tips for today. I know this is a short little episode, but there was so much there that I really want you to think about and how you can implement it. Here's the thing I want to talk to you about. Our leadership program that we have been waiting to unveil. It's launching this July. It's called the Child Care Director's Chair ECE Trailblazers Coaching Program. The coaching experience designed for you, no matter what stage you're in. You're a teacher assistant ready to move up. You're a lead teacher ready to step into leadership. You're an assistant director ready to become a director. Or maybe you're a director thinking about owning your own center. Maybe you're an owner dreaming of going multi-site. We solve real problems like, I don't know how to delegate. I feel alone in this role. Or I've outgrown my current position, and let me tell you folks, I have been there in that spot and it ain't fun. Or I want to grow, but I feel like I'm stuck in the day-to-day. We're here to help you with a clear, confident leadership identity, systems that support your team and your sanity, a community with other fire starters just like you, keeping results real so you don't burn yourself out. Because listen, leadership is a journey and you are responsible for your growth. So stop waiting for the right time. Stop waiting for permission. Start telling yourself you need more experience. So hopefully that will help you get motivated. That's what today's episode is about. And if no one's told you lately, you are allowed to lead boldly. You are allowed to grow out loud, and you are allowed to build something big. Now, go put that leadership hat on, grab that clipboard with purpose, and remember, you don't have to fake it. You just have to lead it. This has been the Child Care Director's Chair podcast. Thank you for tuning in. As always, make sure you hit that follow, subscribe button. Have a great day.